So, in my opinion, the most important thing about working out is having fun. That's why I always start with the stuff that I find fun, the muscle ups. So I'll go ahead and show you what that might look like before I get into my actual workout. And I'm going to try for a kind of slowish one to see how I feel. And here it is. All right, feeling a little loose. Not quite where I want to be just yet, but hell, maybe I'll never be where I want to be just yet. It's pretty easy to get carried away with the muscle ups. I can find myself only doing that because that is the part I like the most. So sometimes I'll go for 30 minutes and I'll be like, oh yeah, I was supposed to actually work out today. I just did this. So I'm gonna go for another rep. And if you watch at the last one, I kind of slowly like pike is the word. Like I kick up at the end. I'm gonna try to have less of a kick on this one while still maintaining a straightish body, I guess you'd call it. Let's see. It's definitely still there, a little bit gentler. We'll see if the day goes on, if I can be a better man than I was on a different day. All right, I'm going to show you another variation, and this variation will make you grateful that I'm wearing pants because that camera angle that I'm at is likely to be a direct crotch shot. This is a slow-ish, strict-ish L-sit muscle up. So let's go ahead and see what I got in the tank today. Feels pretty good. This is a fairly new pull-up bar. Built it myself and a little shaky at the top. And let's just say that you get what you pay for. So I did just watch the playback of that last muscle up, and I would like to issue a formal apology for the crotch. And I do feel that I will have to make this rated R. I thought I could show y'all another variation that almost definitely it's going to have more crotch involved. So first I'm going to do an L-sit one, and then I'm going to come back down and hopefully do, I don't know what you call it, but maybe if you're watching this, you know what it's called. So we'll just see how this goes for me. Okay, that's one. And then this is whatever the next thing is. I'm going to turn upside down. What is that? I don't know, but it's pretty fun. I do feel that I owe anybody that is still here an explanation. What's up with the jeans? Well, a few years back, I thought I was stylish and I went out with some friends with my new $35 jeans, and I was bullied the whole time. They called them jeggings. I think I got into skinny jeans a little bit too late. I'm kind of a geezer, and these folks are a bit more stylish than I am. So now I use all these old Craigslist dirty weights. So I figure using old jeans makes more sense. So now here I'm switching over to some rings, and let's go ahead and check that out. I personally like rings maybe a bit more than the pull-up bar. These rings I don't like. I got these off of Craigslist, and they're metal. The wooden rings are, the grip is much better. I feel much sturdier. These things kind of suck, but again, you get what you pay for. Get off of Craigslist. I absolutely did not mean what I said when I said get off of Craigslist. I would actually say get on to Craigslist. You don't have to go buy all the super expensive equipment. Pretty often, if you get on these secondhand sites, if you don't get murdered in a grocery store parking lot, then you're probably going to get a bargain. I got these, and I got this, I'll show in another video, this like trapeze spinning bar that I'll hang and do muscle ups on. I got them both for like $50. Most of my weights come from Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, but Okay, this will be the last muscle up I do today. I'm gonna go for just a slow ring muscle up. I hate these rings by comparison to my wood ones, but I'm too lazy to get them. So we'll see what a man like me is working with today. And obviously I have to do everything in an L-sit on the rings here because it's just not very high. So, alrighty, enough talking. And a fast one for fun. I hope y'all like the sound of my breathing. And just to circle back one more time, don't give up on Craigslist. So there's a fairly strong chance I fail this next rep. That I wanted to try this for my Predator pull-up series. This is 103 pounds of Craigslist weights, which translates to probably $50. I might not be true. I can't remember what I paid for the kettlebell, but it wasn't much. I don't expect to get this. I got a little carried away with all the muscle ups. And I haven't tried a heavy pull up on a bar in a while, but here we are. I think kettlebell's probably too high up. Ooh. If you think this looks dangerous, I think I'd agree with you. Well, I got it. My chin tucked that bar. Don't think I gave myself the easiest start. I think I should reassess how I get up here. But that's not what I did. I am merely mortal. I do make mistakes, but when I do, I take accountability unless I can get away with not doing so. So I wanted to show y'all every rep, every set of this workout. But I just did a set and thought I hit this little button I got. I did not. So like George Washington, I cannot tell a lie, but I will do better. I will try harder. I'll be the best man that I can be. And I explained it in the last video that did not record. This is 92.5 pounds of weight. The weird weight is because this is probably, again, Craigslist buy, probably from the Cold War, the Civil War, something like that. But I'm going to do ring dips. We'll see if I do them successfully or not. I guess put up or shut up is something people say, and it's time for me to do that. Now you may have noticed a bit of a grimace on my face. That was not AI. That was this Soviet era weight pushing into my calf on my really tight jeans. And also, that was heavy. Why am I doing ring dips so heavy? So, what I do the last bit of time is I do a heavy day, and then a medium heavy day, and then a lighter day for my 3 workouts in a week. And is there a philosophy behind this? Yes. Yeah, there is, but we'll get into that at another day if anybody's actually watching this. I'm going to go back into my pull-ups, and we'll go from there. All right, another set of pull-ups at 92 pounds. Going for 2 to 3 reps. I got 3 last time, but y'all probably don't trust me because none of it's on film. My pull-up form philosophy is better than most, worse than some. I am not as good or strict as those cool European guys, but my goal is to get chin, not go all the way to here with lighter weights and body weight. That is something I try to focus on. But if you watch all the high level pull up guys, as they get heavier, they just get to the chin right there. It's like the legal definition of a pull up. Now, don't come after me if you're a lawyer, but if they do this cool European move and some of those cool New York guys, they're all doing that. So let's see if I can squeak out another 2 or 3. And away we go. I would say I'm not as content with that. I can feel the energy leaking from my little muscles, but every dog has his day, and I spend a lot of my day doing those initial muscle up sets because that's what's more fun to me. So I prioritize that. So my YouTube algorithm is filled with very cool guys doing very cool workouts, but they're also serious and mad and screaming. And there's a bunch of guys who used to be in jail in New York doing very cool stuff, but everybody's kind of screaming at each other and punching each other in the abs and acting like they're going to war. And then it's also cool European guys, equally close to New Yorkers, and they're all blasting music I don't quite understand. And, if they are saying anything, I don't know what it is. But I guess my point is, why so serious? Why so bad? You just have fun. Like everybody's kind of following that. I can't be the only guy that wants to toss on a little folk music in a party. If that's the first Mumford Sons album, I camp and do some stuff on the rink. There's more than one way. It's kind of intimidating when you associate this style of working out with I don't know, a life or death fight to the end. So, all right, next set, heavy dips, 92.5 pounds. Don't know the kilos on that. Don't know the milligrams. All right, let's go. Believe it or not, how difficult that probably looks like. You can tell I'm not having an easy time. If I had a gun in my head or one of those cool New York guys punching me in the abs, I do think I could do 2 more reps right now. But I just really need a buddy to punch me in the abdominals. We'll see if I find one. You may have noticed in the end of that last one, a handsome little cat going by. That is my little buddy Marscapone. He was a neighbor's cat, and the neighbor left, which makes him my cat. I've tried to bring him indoors, and he absolutely refuses. He's meant for a life outdoors, and he is meant for hanging out during the pull-ups. All right, brother. I am a lover of cats. I've tended to many cats over the years. I hopefully can tend to more as my time on Earth continues. Next set of pull-ups is my last set of pull-ups because this will be my 4th heavy set because I did that first set of 103 pounds. And now this will be my 3rd at 92. I'm hoping that will squeak out 2 more reps on this one because I am slowly feeling a little fried. I haven't had any water. I've been talking to myself for however long this has been. And I don't know if you've ever talked to yourself, but it's exhausting. Yeah, just two. I felt like the doctor ordered just two on that set. And you know what? I'm my own doctor today, so here I am. The cat didn't like it. Cat abandoned ship. I don't know where he went. He's a good man, though. Now, you may have noticed this whole thing seems like a bit of an amateur operation, all the way down to the secondhand weights, the poorly built pull-up bar, and the horrible filming. Uh, and you'd be right. But I thought it's kind of funny to look back on now. I'm very amateur. I've just started filming anything. And the other day I did a whole monologue, I guess. And I went back to look at it. I felt like I nailed it. I mean, I did nail it. And when I look back at the video, I had filmed the whole thing in slow mo. And then the other day before that, I tried to film and I had that little button thing. And I had it reversed. So I would look at something and then I would click the button and the button would just film me looking in between takes. And then I guess I would just talk to myself with no camera going. And then I would click it and I'd look back down, like read my notes. And then vice versa. I did like 20 minutes of that, filmed nothing but myself like sitting there. So get out here, brother. This is 92.5 pounds, however many milligrams, however many kilos that is. It hurts you. All right, last set, hoping for 2 or 3. If it's to be, it's up to me. That was a pretty cool little expression. Punch my abs. I'm willing to admit when I make a mistake. Probably should not have attempted to make that little joke to myself. It's nearly cost me the rep, and when you're on rings with heavy weights, a rep can cost you your life. So, running a bit low on time. That's all I'm going to do for now. I may, because this is where I rest my head at night, I may sneak out and do 2 sets of ring push-ups and 2 sets of leg lifts this afternoon if I'm able to, which I lay my head here, so I should be able to. Like, subscribe, leave a comment if you found any value in this. I am doing a $4 giveaway. So if you need $4, I will be announcing that winner soon. Just let me know if you want or need $4. Thank you.